Queen Elizabeth's husband, Prince Philip, dies at the age of 99.
The Biden administration is pushing to get more children back in the classroom. I'm Skylar Henry in Washington with the recommendations despite a new COVID threat.
And we're making Save the Day black bean salsa in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
The 4 states most watched news starts now.
Prince Philip earned the affection of generations here in the United Kingdom, across the Commonwealth, and around the world.
Signs of a nation in mourning. The flag at Buckingham Palace flies at half-staff. The news of Prince Philip's death posted at the gates. The 99-year-old royal passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Britain's Prince Philip died today at 99 years old. Queen Elizabeth's husband was just months away from his 100th birthday. Prince Philip, also known as the Duke of Edinburgh, was last seen in public a few weeks ago after spending a month in the hospital being treated for an infection and a heart condition. He was the longest royal consort in British history. He was at Queen Elizabeth's side for more than 7 decades. Because of COVID restrictions, royal officials say Prince Philip will not have a state funeral nor lie in state for the public to pay their respects before his funeral at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. We'll have more on the life and legacy of Prince Philip later in the show. Well, the temperatures are near perfect outside right now. Michael Hayslip joins us with a first look at changes on the way.
Makes a big difference there when that wind slows down like it did yesterday. Actually get a chance to soak up some sun. Now the sun is going to be a little bit short-lived here. Let's get rid of the sweeping radar and talk about what we've got hitting the ground. We've got some light showers that have worked in throughout southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. This is not the thunderstorm activity that'll be on us for tonight into tomorrow. This has just been some very light rain. But now down by the Red River, here we go. Now we're starting to pick up some action, and that's what we'll be keeping our eyes on the Skywatch Storm Tracker for the rest of the evening. We've gone from beautiful blue skies and sunshine just about 10 minutes ago to almost overcast over Television City. But as Tanya said, can't complain about a mid-April day when you're up to 73 degrees at the lunch hour, and the barometer still on the rise. Let's roll 72 in Miami, 69 in Pittsburgh, and 70 in Nevada. Iola's been the big changer. That's about a 30-degree difference now that Mustang Country sits around 71 degrees compared to the 41 that it was mired in earlier this morning. So for the rest of the afternoon, we'll see some high 70s up there. But we know the big changes are what happens late this afternoon into the evening. That's everything coming out of the Red River we were talking about. Very heavy rain, and then it goes from southwest to northeast and almost goes vertical to due north and south. Right along that leading band is where we see the biggest threat for high winds and even hail. And then Saturday sticks around as it turns into April showers. Coming up here in just a little bit, Tanya, we've got updates for the severe thunderstorm risk map, and we'll take a look at exactly how much rain we're anticipating overnight into tomorrow.
All right, sounds like we've got quite a bit to talk about. Thanks, Michael. Well, starting today, all adults in Missouri are eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Anyone 16 and over who did not already qualify for the vaccine can get their shot today as the rest of Missouri moves into Phase 3. Phase 3 comes just 12 days after the state moved into Phase 2. Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas expanded eligibility to ages 16 and up last week. In Joplin, Freeman Health System is still accepting applications for its first Phase 3 vaccine clinic. That clinic runs until 6 p.m. tonight. You need to pre-register by phone or online to set up an appointment. And an upcoming vaccine clinic will administer the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine in Pittsburgh. It's scheduled for next Tuesday at the Meadowbrook Mall from 11 to 2. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is approved for use in people ages 18 and older. For the latest news and resources related to the COVID-19 vaccine, you can go to our website, koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. On that same page, you'll find a form that you can fill out to send us your questions about COVID-19 and vaccine distribution. Again, that's at koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. The Biden administration continues to push for schools to reopen for in-person learning, even as there's news children may be more susceptible to the newer variants of the coronavirus. Skylar Henry has more details on that story and the latest with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from the White House.
The Department of Education released new guidance this morning for schools to safely reopen. This is the second volume of guidelines published, and it focuses on meeting the social, emotional, and mental health needs of students. It also includes ways to accelerate in-classroom learning and how to address resource inequalities.
CDC is committed to continue our work alongside state and local health departments by providing technical assistance and support to assist schools and states in standing up and implementing these programs.
This comes as the CDC is acknowledging that children may be more susceptible to the UK variant of the coronavirus, which is now the predominant strain in the U.S.
Prior to this time, young kids, particularly those in 8th grade or younger, rarely got infected or seriously ill with the virus, and importantly, did not transmit the virus in the community. Today, that has been turned on its head.
Federal officials are also trying to reassure the public not to be afraid to get the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine if it is available.
It is one and done. These are minor reactions in a very, very small number of people. I am not concerned at all, and the CDC issued a statement that it isn't concerned.
The CDC report says it's aware of several incidents of dizziness and other reactions in Iowa, Colorado, Georgia, and North Carolina, but it doesn't blame any particular vaccine. Colorado says it will continue to use the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
I reviewed the reports. There were stories of people who had needle phobia, people with history of anxiety.
However, supplies of the J&J vaccine may be hard to find. The CDC and Health and Human Services say just 700,000 doses of the shot will be distributed to states next week. That's an 86% drop from the number of doses sent out this week. Because of a mix-up at a plant in Baltimore, 15 million doses of the vaccine had to be destroyed. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The government says Johnson & Johnson has taken control of the Baltimore plant and expects to get the problems within the facility straightened out and get FDA approval, which will lead to an increased supply of its vaccine. The Missouri Senate votes to ban so-called vaccine passports in the state. The Missouri bill would ban any requirements that travelers show proof of vaccination in order to fly, get a taxi, or use public transportation. The bill now goes to the House for consideration. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, as people pay tribute to Queen Elizabeth's husband, we take a look back at the late Prince Philip's life. And later, a recipe guaranteed to spice things up at the dinner table. We're making a save-the-day black bean salsa in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. Britain's Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, has died at the age of 99. He had been in and out of the hospital as his health had deteriorated over the years. Ian Lee is in London with a look back at his life.
Prince Philip will be remembered most simply as Queen Elizabeth's husband, her consort and constant companion. But he had royal titles to spare long before they met, born a Prince of Greece and Denmark. During his career with the British Royal Navy, he met the 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth and was assigned to entertain her with a game of croquet. The pair immediately hit it off. He wrote to the princess throughout World War II, and when the war ended, the dashing prince returned to England, renounced his right to the Greek throne, and became a British commoner. It wasn't long before the two were engaged.
I am so happy that on this, my third visit, my future husband is by my side.
Their royal wedding in 1947 at Westminster Abbey brought a much-needed celebration to a country still reeling from war. Prince Charles was born a year later. In 1952, Princess Elizabeth's father, King George VI, died of cancer, and Elizabeth became queen.
Royal dukes do their homage.
Prince Philip took a commanding role in his children's upbringing and education. He was also a sportsman who excelled in polo and sailing. He toured the world both alone and alongside his queen, developing a passion for protecting endangered animals.
If somebody doesn't look after them, they really will disappear.
Prince Philip was famous for his salty tongue, and his gaffes often made headlines, like when he told an African delegation dressed in traditional clothing they looked like they were ready for bed.
Half an hour later, mind if I go on? Because I've got to get to...
Prince Philip played a unique role in the royal family, one that his wife appreciated.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
At age 97, Prince Philip gave up his driver's license following a crash near his country estate.
World's most experienced pluck on baby.
Over 7 decades, he completed more than 22,000 solo appearances and thousands more alongside his wife, the Queen. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
He will be missed by many. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
One dish with so many uses. Sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? Well, just wait until you see how easy it is to go from ho-hum to yum-yum.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete 4-state forecast.
Hope you're having a delightful Friday as we get ready to wrap up our work week and head into a thunderstorm-filled evening and rainy and cool Saturday. So even though we do have the overcast skies right now, no reason not to get out and enjoy some temperatures that are in the low to mid 70s. Humidity not too bad outside of Television City. It's going to gradually increase as we now are picking up some light rain coming in from northeast Oklahoma up through southeast Kansas, and now a little bit formulating over southwest Missouri as well. Now these are just showers, and it's not even the equivalent of showers. Most places it's coming down so light we don't have any lightning, and the storm tracks aren't picking up anything. But as we transition down here toward the Red River, this is what we're keeping our eyes on, because it'll give you an idea of the track that it's taking, and that's the thunderstorm activity. They haven't been able to avoid any severe thunderstorm watches or warnings so far in this area. But everything's going to push north toward us, and you can see a couple lightning strikes in there. And also, too, this one is responsible for dropping a little hail right there in the Gainesville, Wichita Falls area. That's huge. 1.75 inches in diameter. That's impressive hail right there. So that's why when we get to the severe thunderstorm risk map, we're going to talk about those two threats. As far as the national picture goes, keeps on coming on the backside of it there throughout DFW and pushing toward us. Good thunderstorm activity also down by the Gulf. Now look how far the cold front receded, all the way into central Kansas right there, and that's why we are considerably warmer than what we had yesterday. Our winds kind of shifting back and forth. You can tell where the low pressure system is on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And then we've even got some northerly winds up to the north right there. Temperatures ranging anywhere from 67 in Sedan, looks like our low point, and that's certainly not too bad, all the way up to 74. It's our clubhouse leader, 75 now in Cassville. That's our new clubhouse leader. The wind tracker is certainly not as blustery as it was yesterday, so that's some welcome relief, and temperatures up into the mid-70s for most of the afternoon. Here comes the important stuff. As we get into the afternoon hours, and evening brings us the big thunderstorms with heavy rains, high winds, and we talked about that thing, the capability of dropping hail. And then as it switches to Saturday morning, that's when it becomes more April showers, but cool on the backside of it as well, as we'll be looking at anywhere from ½ an inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Those are going to be our widespread totals. Heavier rain on the eastern portion of southwest Missouri, and the severe thunderstorm risk map putting us anywhere from the elevated area in northeast Oklahoma to low and then minimal as we stretch to the north. So know that this is going to intensify as it pushes through. Outdoor plans on Saturday, Tanya, I think your best bet, wait until Sunday, because we're going to get sunny skies and temps back up into the 70s.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday's temperatures without the rain, and it just should be a nice day.
Sunday's going to look great.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Michael. We take this time to honor today's 4-state hero, Staff Sergeant William Ferguson in the U.S. Army. Coffeyville, Kansas native fought at Pearl Harbor and later in Korea and served 2 tours in Vietnam. Ferguson earned a number of honors, among them the Bronze Star, 3 Army Commendation Medals, and the Philippine Defense and Liberation Medals, and several marksman and sharpshooter badges. To Staff Sergeant William Ferguson, we thank you, our 4-state hero. You could call today's recipe a superhero recipe because you never quite know when it'll come in handy. Howard shows us how to make his Save the Day black bean salsa in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Here in the test kitchen, we love when we can make a dish that, well, let's just say, can wear a bunch of hats. And the corn and black bean salsa that we're making today does just that. Since it's easy to throw together and lasts for a bit in the fridge, it's the perfect dish to keep on hand. Let me show you what I mean. We start by combining a can of drained black beans with thawed frozen corn, some chopped red bell pepper, a good amount of cilantro, and a few sliced scallions. Then, to make the dressing that brings this combo to life, we add some balsamic vinegar to a bit of lime juice, along with some vegetable oil, cumin, and a bit of salt. Once this is whisked together, we pour it over our black bean mixture and pop it in the fridge to chill for a bit. The nice thing about this is that you can enjoy it as a colorful, good-for-you side dish, or spoon it over grilled chicken or fish to turn a ho-hum dinner into one that is yum-yum. To get the recipe for what we call our Save the Day Black Bean Salsa, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fun and fresh tasting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. At Johnson.
Light showers during the noon hour, but all eyes are down on the south. Look at how much lightning's now picked up, as that is the thunderstorm system that progresses our way. Give it till about 2, 3 o'clock, and it'll be on us in earnest through the evening and nighttime hours all the way into Saturday morning.
What do you have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, working from home comes with perks and pitfalls, including plenty of distractions. Many Americans are now logging into online workspaces and Zooming with strangers to be more productive. We're going to show you how these sites even include gym workouts and moderators who keep you on track. Plus, Food Truck Friday is back in Carthage. We're going to check out the good tasting options, and we catch up with the Wienermobile in Joplin this weekend. My apologies, I did not write that pun, but I read that
But I
pun.
approved it, so
Anyway,
there you go.
that's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.